Do you have a thorn in the flesh? What is a thorn in the flesh? 2 Corinthians 12:7 says, "There was given to me a thorn in the flesh." Well, what does that mean exactly? All it means is God is using that illustration of thorns in the flesh to describe people who come into our lives to cause us trouble. His children, to cause His children trouble. And I have had that privilege of having a thorn in the flesh. I've had a few, but there's one that stands out tremendously. I don't like dealing with difficult people in the workplace. I don't think any of us do. But this one particular job that I had many years ago, I had one of the hardest and most difficult coworkers. She was what I considered a thorn in the flesh. She troubled me day in and day out, persecuted me for my faith, made fun of me for my faith, for my walk with God. And I didn't know what to do. So I took it to the Lord and I shared my troubles with Him. And wow, did He open my eyes to several things. Not long after I took my troubles to the Lord about this thorn in the flesh, I heard a radio message on the very topic, and God gave me valuable insight. The very first thing He showed me was that He loved that person just as much as He loved me. And the second thing He showed me was that I needed patience. I didn't want to hear that, but that's what I needed. And that's what He was going to show me through this time of having a thorn in the flesh. The Lord also showed me 1 Peter 2:20. For what glory is it if when you are buffeted for your faults, you shall take it patiently? But if when you do well and suffer for it, you take it patiently, this is acceptable with God. God was trying to teach me patience through this thorn in the flesh. And in that same chapter where God talks about the thorn in the flesh in 2 Corinthians chapter 12, if you go down to verse 9 and 10, He tells us, "My grace is sufficient for you. My strength is made perfect in weakness. Therefore, I take pleasure in necessities, in persecutions, in distresses for Christ's sake. For when I am weak, then am I strong." During that time of my life, the lack of patience was one of my weaknesses, and God was giving me the encouragement that through my weakness, He was going to be made strong. This totally changed my prayers for this difficult coworker. So instead of telling the Lord all my troubles about this difficult coworker, I started praying for this coworker, and it created a compassion in me, a kindness in me that I didn't have for this person before. The more that I prayed for this thorn in the flesh, for that difficult coworker, the easier it became to work with this person. Not because anything changed in my coworker, but because of the change that God had done in me. The Lord taught me a valuable lesson about patience, about kindness, about compassion, about acceptance, and also about love and grace. Thorns are going to come and go, but God wants to teach us something through those thorns in our life, through the thorn in the flesh. Jesus left us an amazing example of dealing with thorns. On the day of His crucifixion, He was crowned with the crown of thorns, and yet He said, "Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do." Now that is beauty in the thorns. Do you have a thorn in the flesh? Let the Lord show you the beauty in that thorn so that you can grow in the Lord and influence the world all around you. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, may the Lord bless you and keep you. Goodbye.